is going to take care of them for 40 years or more after they leave.
Wooden's straight-laced approach to the game, forbidding his players to grow their hair out, have facial hair, or curse, would stand in stark contrast to the turbulent 60s and 70s during which his teams had their greatest success.
As character becomes more of an issue in sports, this man of character
say that athletics can build character. And I also say athletics can tear down character. It all depends upon the leadership.
Then, in March of 1975, just before his team was about to play the national championship, Wooden made a decision about his future.
The two teams that have dominated college basketball for the past quarter of a century square off tonight in San Diego in the NCAA championship game. UCLA's coach, John Wooden, psyched his team up for Kentucky by announcing that he will retire after tonight's game, win or lose.
Wooden wasn't content to sit quietly and enjoy his last game. On this night, his focus was between the lines.
Well, we're certainly not going to go in there and try to overpower them. I'll guarantee you that. I don't think anybody can overpower them, but we hope that we can move the ball well and keep them moving, and they have great depth, considerable more depth than we have. But if we're not in condition to go 40 minutes to the players we play, we shouldn't be here.
The coach even picked up a technical foul late in the game for screaming at an official. But his Bruins would eventually cut down the nets with a 92-85 win. After the game, the more than 15,000 fans in the San Diego arena gave Wooden a 4-minute standing ovation, leaving us with an indelible image of a coach at the top of the game. But the story off the court would continue. And the next year, UCLA was back, but something was different.
For the first time in a generation, the Wizard of Westwood won't be on the bench.
For UCLA, it'll be the first season in 27 years that they'll be competing without the leadership of college basketball's most successful coach.
You look championship banners. John's walking through the hall. It's a different situation.
Wooden would stay close to the game and the program he built at UCLA. Stands of Pauley Pavilion and his death. But the impact he had on the game continues.
I think Coach's record as the coach at UCLA in Pauley was 141-2, which is incredible when you think about that. 88 wins in a row. I mean, those are just incredible feats that boggle the mind. He transcends the game of basketball and sport. This is truly one of the great Americans.
In a postscript to John Wooden's story, it's amazing how close he came to turning down the UCLA job. In 1948, he was offered the head coaching job at both Minnesota and UCLA. He preferred to stay in the Midwest. But when the folks at Minnesota didn't call by a set deadline, Wooden took the UCLA job. Minutes later, his phone rang. An official with the Minnesota Athletic Department said a snowstorm had delayed their call. But Wooden had already given UCLA his word, and the rest is the stuff of sports legends.
From musicals to television, she's been in the public eye for more than 6 decades. When we come back, our Through the Decades profile looks back on the life and career of Shirley Jones.
Decades presents The Decades Binge. This weekend, it's the Doris Day Show. We're celebrating star Doris Day's birthday. Enjoy the Doris Day Show on The Decades Binge.
When they make instant repairs on the job site, they use a welding tool to fix it right. But you wouldn't try that on a pair of reading glasses at home unless you had 5-Second Fix, the liquid plastic welding tool that fixes, fills, and seals virtually anything in 5 seconds or less without the mess. Now that's going to save you money. 5-Second Fix is not a glue, but a super-powered liquid plastic welding compound. Simply apply, weld with the UV light, and in as little as 5 seconds, you have an everlasting repair. The secret to 5-Second Fix is the super-powered welding compound that cures to a permanent bond with the power of the UV light, so you always fix it right. Now you can fix a child's toy and bring back the joy in 5 seconds. It's perfect for crafters or hobbyists for a permanent repair on the ground or in the air. Fix flexible cords, small or large, so you always stay charged. Use it to repair a strap on a leather handbag in 5 seconds or less. And here's something you can't do with glue. We put 5-Second Fix to the test. We applied it to the ends of this tow cable to create a bond so strong, we pulled this 4,000-pound truck out of danger. Now that's amazing. And because 5-Second Fix only cures with the power of the UV light, you can position and reposition your repair so it perfectly fits there. Plus, 5-Second Fix is completely sandable and paintable. Your repair will be like new. Whether it's plastic, wood, metal, or glass, let 5-Second Fix repair it fast. Call or go online to get your 5-Second Fix for the special TV discount price of just $19.99. As a bonus, we'll include the protective carry case free. But to make this offer really powerful, we're going to double the offer absolutely free. Here's the best part. We're going to ship your entire order free. That's right, free shipping. Call or log on at 5secondfix.com.
To order, call 1-800-974-4290 or visit 5secondfix.com for just $19.99 and we'll double the offer. That's 1-800-974-4290 or go online to 5secondfix.com. Order now.
Our look at how the 3 Mile Island disaster played out day by day brings us now to day 4, March 31st, 1979.
Don't you believe that there's excess radiation in the atmosphere here?
I believe if it gets bad enough, they're not going to let anybody near that island.
Not everyone left in Middletown believes the situation is under control.
If you're told to evacuate, will you go immediately?
Yes. You better believe it.
Yes.
I'm ready to go. My bags are packed.
A home for the aged was emptied here today, not because the residents were endangered by radiation, but because so many of the staff have left Middletown, there's no one here to care for them. About 150 evacuees spent the night at the Hershey Park Arena. This morning, some of the children here were taken on a tour of the amusement park and zoo, which will not be open to the public until May. For the children and their mothers, the experience of evacuation has not been that bad, but they do want to get home.
Well, it's been great. The Red Cross has been really good to us. The food is good, and they take care of the children for you if you get tired. It's just been great. They don't mind being away from home at all in that way.
Any idea when you can go back home?
No, I hope soon now. I miss my home. I'm homesick.
Pennsylvania's Governor, Dick Thornburg, paid the evacuees a visit and complimented them on their courage.
I'm extremely proud of them. I think the degree of order and calm that's been displayed by Pennsylvania citizens is a great source of satisfaction and consolation to all of us in government.
The evacuees got some good news today. The 3 Mile Island plant was insured against just such a situation as this one. People forced from their homes are eligible for funds to pay living expenses until they can return. The money will be to get out of the arena and into motels. Richard Wagner, CBS News, Hershey, Pennsylvania.
A labor leader, a fashion icon, a quirky Hollywood actor, and a legendary Olympic athlete all made their marks on this day through the decades. March 31st, 1927, marks the birth of Cesar Chavez in Yuma, Arizona. Chavez took on the plight of farm workers, leading marches and hunger strikes that helped bring about improvements in treatment, pay, and working conditions. Also born on this day, just 2 years later in 1929, Liz Claiborne. After more than 2 decades as a New York fashion designer, she co-founded her own company and revolutionized the women's apparel industry. March 31st, 1943, Ronald Walken was born in Queens, New York. The Academy Award-winning actor is better known by a pseudonym, Christopher Walken. And on this day in 1980, the world lost Olympic hero Jesse Owens. The American track and field athlete won 4 history-making gold medals at the 1936 Olympics in Berlin, serving a blow to Adolf Hitler's assertion of Aryan superiority. Today is also the day actress Shirley Jones turns 82. She was born in 1934. Most famous for her role as Mrs. Partridge, Jones's initial career aspiration was to be a veterinarian. But her undeniable talent altered her career path. one that would start on a high school graduation trip to New York. Shirley Jones herself recounts the story in our Through the Decades profile.
My very first audition here in New York, right out of high school, 18 years old, was for the Rodgers and Hammerstein's casting director. And I went in, sang my song, and he then, in turn, canceled the rest of the auditions for everybody else, called Richard Rodgers in to hear me personally. He called Oscar Hammerstein at home to come and hear me personally. And because my pianist had to leave, I went across the street and sang the full score of Oklahoma with the City Center Orchestra. My first audition.
Jones would land in the chorus of a Rodgers and Hammerstein Broadway production. A year later, she was cast to play the lead in the duo's film version of Oklahoma. The critical acclaim led to work in films. Then in 1960, Jones shed her girl-next-door image when she took on the role of a prostitute in the film Elmer Gantry. That role earned her an Oscar for Best Supporting Actress.
It was the exact opposite of what the public had seen me do, and certainly what Hollywood had seen me do, what producers had seen me do, what everybody in this town had seen me do, you know. As I said, you, for some weird reason, were not considered an actress if you were a musical performer. That's obviously not true, but that's what was believed so. And when they saw me do the exact opposite of certainly the kind of person I am, basically, you know, Shirley Jones, and the role of Laurie in Oklahoma and Julie in Carousel, you know, who are also very close to the kind of person I am. And to make that complete switch and, for what they felt, do it very well, enough to win an Academy Award, they said, wait, you know, she can do a lot more things than we thought. And even though the public wasn't thrilled, I mean, I did get letters saying, why would you do this? You know, obviously, we believed in you and you decided to play this terrible lady and so forth. But for me, it was the turning point.
But that turning point would end up being the detour when she signed on to the Partridge Family.
Killed my movie career. Totally killed it. No. From then on, I was Mrs. Partridge, and it was difficult because I'd already won an Academy Award, you know, for playing another kind of role. And, you know, all of a sudden I was back in, you know, the mother role, and I was trying to sort of spread my wings and play different kinds of parts because I had been the musical star, the musical lady, and, you know, the little girl next door. And now, all of a sudden, and then I jumped into the part of a prostitute in Elmer Gantry, then right back into the mother next door. So, you know, and after doing 30 motion pictures, I'm still known as Mrs. Partridge all over the world.
But it's a distinction she's proud of.
Up to that point, I don't think that there had been a working woman, a working mother, you know. So it was really sort of new, you know. And the fact that she pulled herself up by her bootstraps and said, okay, I'm going to go out and work, and I'll take my family with me, you know. And, you know, I thought that was really a good thing to show women that they could do something like that. And the fact that she wasn't taking the roast out of the oven every minute, you know, and sweeping the floor. On weekends, she was in nightclubs singing, you know, so it was great. That to me is what made the series work, because you saw this other glamorous side, and yet we were a very cohesive family, and the kids went to school, and we had some of the normalcy, you know, the family next door as well. So there was that wonderful dream of maybe the family next door saying, wow, maybe I could do that. You know, look at that, there is something else out there.
Monday, April 4th, Decades honors Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. with programming that explores his life, faith, and impact on the civil rights movement. Monday on Decades.
Are you being denied credit or paying high interest rates? Your credit score could be the problem. You need Credit Repair Pros, where we work directly with the credit bureaus and your creditors to challenge inaccurate information on your credit report to help you transform your credit score into the one you need to get the things you want, like a new car, a new home, even a new job. Call Credit Repair Pros to speak with a credit expert and find out how we'll work to improve your credit by helping remove inaccurate items from your credit reports. For over 15 years, we've helped thousands resolve their credit issues, and we've helped remove over 500,000 negative items, like charge-offs, late payments, foreclosures, even bankruptcies. So don't wait. Call Credit Repair Pros today and start rebuilding your future. Credit Repair Pros, where great credit begins. Call now for your free credit consultation. Credit experts are standing by.
Call 1-800-734-4940. That's 1-800-734-4940.
You love a well-kept garden. It makes you proud. But all the standing and bending hurts your back and knees. Not anymore with Garden Joy. Garden Joy helps you kneel down comfortably so you can enjoy gardening again. And stand back up easily without all the pain and strain. The thick foam knee pad cradles and cushions your knees. And watch this. Flip Garden Joy over, and it converts into an instant chair you can use anywhere. Plus, Garden Joy folds flat so it's easy to take with you and store away. Enjoy your garden again with Garden Joy. Call now and get Garden Joy for only $19.99. But wait, order right now and you can get the handy pocket pouch. It keeps everything by your side. Just pay a separate fee. The Garden Joy is only $19.99. Call now.
Call 1-800-517-0861 to get your Garden Joy or go to getgardenjoy.com. So call 1-800-517-0861. Call now.
When our journey continues tomorrow, we turn our attention to America's favorite sport, our national pastime. We'll take the hour to remember the moments, the curses, and the names that have earned their place in the world of baseball. It's all tomorrow, April 1st, on Through the Decades.
That'll do it for us today. I'm Bill Curtis. As we leave, one last look back at March 31st, Through the Decades.